I was terrified of being a father because I don't particularly feel that I had the best example of that.
Chris, this is great. Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Sure. Yeah, of course.
Shelby Oaks is just a fun, wild trip. It's really great.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, where did it come from? Why this idea?
My wife and I used to make Halloween specials together every October on my YouTube channel, and we would do like these like segments and fun little sketches. And the fourth one we ever did back in 2016, we did a found footage approach, and we had so much fun doing it. And we kind of realized we were very, very tired of not making stuff, and the excuses would always come like, well, we'll do it eventually. And we were just like, let's just stop waiting. And so from that sketch, we kind of were inspired to start writing our own found footage movie. Then the original idea was we would just shoot it with our savings and put it on YouTube. And as I was writing, the ideas kind of kept getting bigger, and I couldn't control them, and it kind of went wild. And then we realized, all right, we're going to have to try to find some real money to do this.
Well, I love that. I mean, once you get the itch, you have to pursue it. And this is such a fascinating film. And you mentioned about the found footage, but this film shifts tones in a number of ways. Like, as a viewer, I really appreciated that. You didn't have to commit to one bit. You always had us going in a different direction. But why did you want to tell the story in that way?
That was where the ideas grew, and I needed money. Like when I realized, like, okay, it's expanding into this other thing. Okay, and I couldn't stop writing it, and I had fun sort of with the cameras in the movie that are fictional, and the cameras in the movie that are non-fictional, because there's scenes in the movie where the characters are aware they're being filmed, and then there's of course scenes where they're not, and so. I also like the idea of just the fun of like talking to the actors about the scenes in that way. Like right now, you're being filmed, and so you're acting a little more like presentable. Like I'm on camera, people are filming me. I need to do this, and this is. And then there's other scenes where it's like you can be really personal. You can be really raw right now because you don't know you're being watched. We're watching you, but this is a fictional part of the movie, and it was fun, just on set to talk about the movie with the actors that way too.
I love that about it because in some ways, if you get a found footage in its entirety, it can feel really forced. Sure. You're trying to look for new ways to keep it that way. Right. But this borders on, and it felt more natural. It's like, okay, well, now I'm watching this news footage, but now we're back in the story. Now we're here, now we're there. I think that works well.
Thanks, man.
One of the things I thought was interesting about this film, and I know you're a father. This is a film that is about kids, but not always positively. And it seemed to be sort of a fear embedded in that.
Oh, there was. Yeah.
Talk about that. Why was that important?
I wrote it before I became a dad. And I was terrified of being a father because I don't particularly feel that I had the best example of that for myself. And so I was always very worried that I would end up like that I would be like my dad or whatever. And so I just didn't want to like raise any kids with any of the type of fears and guilt that I have. And so I wrote this movie when Sam, my wife, and I were talking about having kids. And a lot of those fears were definitely put into it. Now that I have kids who are 4 and they're in preschool now, it is literally the best thing that's ever happened to me. I miss them so much right now. I just got a bunch of pictures from the preschool they're in. They send pictures every day, and they're like drawing and figuring out how to spell their name and everything, and it's just amazing. I'm so happy to be a dad now. So I don't know if I'd ever make another movie where it's like kids are scary, but I fucking love my kids, man.
I understand that. I've been on both sides, so I get it. I guess.
Yeah.
One of the things about this film too that came up last night is this idea of obsession. But obsession in this film takes on a couple of interesting ways, and in one way, it's actually seems positive. I was wondering, can obsession be a good thing? Because we often think of it only as negative.
I do think it can. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think if you can kind of bridge the gap between obsession, passion, and drive, and find a way to make them all sort of work as a team, that's probably the best way to do it. If you're like obsessed with something that you're not really moving towards, you're not like climbing the ladder, you're just sort of like stagnant, but you're obsessed with the thing that you're not really moving toward, that's when it can start getting negative emotionally and for your life and for those around you. But I do think if you can find a way that you love something and you're passionate about it and you will basically stop at nothing to achieve it, That's a good obsession.
I appreciate that. Honestly, Chris, Shelby Oaks is so much fun. It's such a
Thank you, man. It was great to meet you.
great to meet you too.